Buenos días y bienvenidos a todos. Good morning and welcome everyone. Welcome to a community dedicated to providing spiritual tools for living a happy and full life. My name is Karina Shearer, and I am the spiritual director and founding minister here at the Center for Spiritual Living Puerto Vallarta. Today is Sunday, August 22nd, and we are continuing with our annual theme, which is Timeless Wisdom, Evolutionary Vision. The topic for this month of August has been a pause for guidance. And the topic for this week is G.P.S, Guidance Positioning System. We open each week with a spiritual practice called affirmative prayer, also known as spiritual mind treatment. And this is a powerful tool and a practical tool that helps to shift our consciousness so that we're open and available to accept all the good that is already present in our life. It aligns our thoughts with all good. So let's move into today's service with intention, as we do each week, with a reading from the Creative Thought magazine. Today, I'll be reading from August 20th, 2014. And just a reminder that spiritual mind treatment is always done in the first person. So I invite you to close your eyes and take these words as your own, if you so choose. I pray from my destination, from my demonstration, pardon me. I pray from my demonstration. The infinite, limitless omnipotence that is God is all the power there is. The vast, never-ending of God is all the presence there is. The absolute omniscience of God mind is all the consciousness there is. All is God and nothing else. The Father and I are one, and my desires are born of the higher self of me, so that I may experience the manifestation of life's limitless good. I am awake to the revelation that my heart's desires and God's desires are already united. Just as a seed contains all it needs to grow to full fruition, so does my desire already contain all it needs to manifest as my highest good. I experience the yearnings of my soul in every stage, from conception to incubation and finally to demonstration. Because infinite mind is not bound by time, I already sense the sheer joy of knowing that my demonstration is not an if, but a when. I feel the power of praying from my destination, from my desires, not for them. With joyful anticipation, I welcome every stage of my demonstration as I happily embrace my good. I release, I let go, and I let God, and so it is. And that was submitted originally by Reverend Mary Beth Spear from Glen Ellen, Illinois. So as we do each week as well, let's together review our purpose, vision, and mission statements. We have a grand purpose here each week. So let me just share with you our purpose. To awaken and celebrate diversity, and to love and serve our community. And we do this by means of our vision, which is to educate and support each other so we can create the life we desire that works for us right now. And this is further supported by our mission, which is to provide spiritual tools for personal growth and transformation. And so now at this time, I'd like to once again truly welcome everyone, including those that are new to our teaching and to our center here in Puerto Vallarta. Whether you're here live on our Zoom call or watching the replay at a later time, please know that everyone is welcome here and we value each and every one of you. I have just a little extra welcome sign, knowing that everyone is welcome and you are safe here. Here we teach and honor all paths. So no matter which path you have been on or are currently on, please know that you are welcome. Here we teach a philosophy called the Science of Mind. It's a teaching based on new thought and ancient wisdom. And we offer spiritual tools and principles to promote personal growth, such as our opening treatment this morning. And like I mentioned, we honor diversity in all aspects so that we can truly see and appreciate the great oneness that already exists everywhere and within everyone. When Dr. Ernest Holmes first founded this teaching in the 1920s, he had studied both Eastern and Western spiritual texts to create the Science of Mind, which focuses on the individual use of thoughts and this powerful thing called the mind. When asked to provide a concise definition of the teaching of the Science of Mind, he replied that it is a correlation of laws of science, opinions of philosophy, and revelations of religion applied to human needs and aspirations. So each week we offer a service with an inspirational message. And in the past, we have been doing this at a downtown restaurant in Puerto Vallarta. But since we are still required to wear masks outside our homes at all times, I will continue to welcome you into my home via Zoom. Mi casa is su casa. But we look forward to once again being able to meet in person so that we can have a discussion afterwards and to enjoy some homestyle Mexican cooking. And as you have probably already noticed, we have started to meet on Sunday mornings. And we will continue to meeting on Sundays once we start meeting again in person. Updated information will be on our website and Facebook, confirming when and where we'll be meeting again in person. So in the meantime, if you have any questions or comments, you can either send me a direct email or post them here online and wherever it is that you are watching, and I'll be sure to respond. So this week, our evolutionary vision from the Centers for Spiritual Living Global Vision is this. We envision humanity awakening to its spiritual magnificence and discovering the creative power of thought, a world where each and every person discovers their own personal power and ability to create an individual life that works within a world that works for everyone. And our timeless wisdom from our Science of Mind principles, core concepts, and values for this week is this. We believe that the kingdom of heaven is within us and that we experience this kingdom to the degree that we become conscious of it. The month of August has been inviting us to pause for guidance, rest, rejuvenate, and prepare for the next leg of our journey. We welcome joy, innovation, authenticity, vulnerability, and the opportunity to evolve our thinking. G.P.S, Guidance Positioning System. It's a time to check our inner compass. Are we still on our path? Is there something more that is seeking to be birthed through us? We must pause for guidance and become conscious of the still small voice inside that is providing the true guidance in our lives. We only hear that which we become conscious of. The law of correspondence provides us the ability to receive that which we believe we can receive. It is our expansion of our consciousness that permits more and more of this good stuff of life to be experienced. I remember being a junior forest warden during my early teen years. Our whole family would attend the summer camps to help clean up the camp and prepare it for the rest of the season. One day we had a compass reading competition. And if you made an error in the directions, you were eliminated if you didn't follow the directions precisely and wound up in the incorrect location. It came down to the final 4 or 5 of us. All of the others went in one direction, and I alone in a different direction. And I could hear the gasps coming from my parents, believing I would be the next to be eliminated. But I was actually the one that was correct and won the competition. I believe it was because I was connected and listened to my inner voice rather than following the group. What a big lesson in life I learned that day. Follow that voice. It's that guide in you to provide the right direction. And when you listen to it, you will never be led astray. Follow your inner compass from your heart. This has been a useful lesson throughout my life. And this inner voice is the speaker of truth. Among all your voices that you hear inside, those inner voices, your true inner voice is the one which encourages you, gives you hope, and pushes you to trust and believe in yourself. Listen to it often. The more you listen to it, the stronger it will become. In the course, Power for Good, Lesson 8, Ernest Holmes taught us this. The law of correspondence works from the belief to the thing. If we believe we shall have only a little good will come into our experience. So believe in the greatest for yourself, knowing that your inner voice guides you to the best things in life, and believe that you can achieve them. So let's look at our 3 key points for today. Number 1, practice STOP. Number 2, IQ, EQ, SQ. And number 3, G.P.S. That's a lot of initials. So let's dive in and see what they represent. Number 1, practice STOP. Stop. They represent silence, time, opportunity, and presence. Go into the silence and take the time to be still and know that God is. And find the opportunity to truly experience this silence, and the presence whispers its wisdom to us. Make conscious and mindful time each day to stop. Set your phone to remind you to stop. Schedule a meeting with yourself to stop and practice silence, time, opportunity, and presence. What else can you think of to make stop a part of your day? Meditation and spiritual mind treatment are 2 practices that come to mind for me. And during this time of silence, listen to the opportunities gifted by this inner presence. In the Sermon by the Sea, Dr. Ernest Holmes said this: We have discovered that which the great, the good, and the wise have sung about and thought about, the imprisoned splendor within ourselves and within each other, and have direct contact with it. That inner voice. Plan for one or more spiritual pauses in your day to just stop. Listen to some uplifting music or read an inspiring article or an inspirational book. Take a pause to recalculate your own route. Pay attention to what you are feeling and witnessing. This is often the time that you will discover more about yourself and your beliefs. What do you believe you are capable of doing? And who do you believe you are capable of being? In the Science of Mind textbook, Ernest Holmes said this: hence, it follows that if we believe that it will work, it really works by appearing to not work. Sorry, let me read that again. Hence, it follows that if we believe that it will not work, it really works by appearing, by not working. When we believe that it cannot and will not, then, according to principle, it does not. But when it does not, it still does. Only it does according to our belief that it will not. So it's whatever you believe. If you believe something won't happen, it probably won't. And you're right. If you believe that it will happen, then it will. And you're still right. So whatever it is that you believe is what you're going to receive and show up in your life. So it's important to watch your thoughts and be mindful of what it is that you are looking for and expecting to receive. So let's go into IQ, EQ, and SQ. IQ is intelligent quotient. EQ is emotional quotient. And SQ is spiritual quotient. Spiritual quotient is a measure that looks at a person's spiritual insight. And it's equally as important as IQ and EQ. It's the sum of both our intelligent quotient and emotional quotient. While IQ looks at cognitive intelligence and our rational thinking, EQ looks at our emotional power of our personal self. And spiritual quotient looks at the spiritual power of a person. Spirituality increases the ability of a person to be creative and to be aware and insightful. All three, IQ, EQ, and SQ, are valued and needed for us to be a fully realized, individualized expression of the one. It's when we pause, when we stop, that we develop deeper spiritual quotient abilities in our lives. Albert Einstein said this. Actually, it wasn't Albert Einstein. This is from the mathematical formula for spiritual quotient, according to Deepak Chopra. It does seem like something Albert Einstein would say, though. Deepak Chopra has given a formula for spiritual quotient, SQ, in terms of deed, D, and ego, E. According to Deepak, our spiritual quotient is our D divided by our ego. Now, you can only have spiritual quotient when you're in, which is equal in infinity when your ego is 0. The higher level of EQ, the greater the achievement in life. And spiritual quotient leverages both IQ and EQ. The mathematical formula for spiritual quotient can be more explained in a more complex way, involving the systematic and parasystematic systems, our nervous systems, and can be measured scientifically with the use of medical equipment to determine the spirituality or consciousness of an individual. So yes, it is a real thing, and it can be scientifically measured. And this leads us to our final point, which is our G.P.S, Guidance Positioning System, or God Positioning System. And it's that connection to the divine spirit, to the God within, that keeps us on track in our lives. And sometimes the G.P.S system also needs to recalculate the route and lead us in a new direction where we can better hear the call. We need a clear signal to act according to the divine principle of love, surrounding ourselves with people that do not demonstrate their own inner light makes it hard to hear our own divine voice. And you may recall that last week we discussed the quality and character of our imagination, and that your friends are an indication of what you value. Seek out like-minded friends that shine their inner light. Seek out friends that are positive, calm, receptive, connected, and abundant, and those that bring out the best in you. Those around us are a reflection of who we are and the paths in life that we take. So take time to see if you need to recalculate the route in your life. Check your G.P.S. Are you on the right path? Sri Ramanan Maharishi said this: God illumines the mind and shines within it. One cannot know God by means of the mind. One can but turn the mind inward and merge in God. So in closing, stop, S-T-O-P, and pay attention to your own still small voice that can only be heard when we take the pause from the busyness of life and truly listen. And I want to clarify that the still small voice doesn't mean that it is still small, but that it is still and calm. That calming, loving, supportive inner voice. Listen to the need to recalculate your own route in life that enhances your own personal spiritual quotient. What can you do to slow down and feel the presence today? In the Bible, in John verse 14, it says this: no one has ever seen God, but if we love one another, God lives in us, and his love is made complete in us. So love yourself, love each other, and help each other to grow and shine that inner light that is the true you. We'll end today with our affirmation of the day. I hear the small voice expressing its love through me. And so now this is our time for mindful giving and financial support of our spiritual home. We rely on your support to continue our center here in Puerto Vallarta so that we can continue offering this powerful teaching of the science of mind. We bless the financial gifts that you give today. Every donation is greatly appreciated, no matter the size. And donations can be made using our PayPal or your PayPal through our website. So I'll just put that information up for you. Our website, once again, is www.cslpv.org. And once you arrive on the landing page, you'll see a donate button. When you click on it, it will take you to PayPal so that you can make your donation in whichever way serves you best. Or alternatively, you can still mail in a paper check and address it to CSLPV number 403, 2125 Birch Road, Kelowna, BC, B1Y8N1. And so now if you would like to join me in together saying our offertory affirmations. I know that my giving blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I have, and all that I give and receive. I do give eternal thanks for the abundance that is mine to share. So if you would like to have a one-on-one connection for a spiritual mind treatment to assist you with change or whatever it is that you are seeking more good, then please connect with me. If you would like to commit to becoming a member of the Center for Spiritual Living Puerto Vallarta for this current year, or if you would like to be a member of our Board of Trustees, please connect with us so that we can send you the current forms. And if you would like to practice with me or continue practicing peace, we can each be a force for peace and nonviolence. Our words and our actions can create ripples of peace all around us and beyond. Peaceful living includes acting with compassion, kindness, and consideration. And it also includes standing up against injustice. May peace and love be with you. So thank you for coming and sharing this time with me together. Peace and blessings to all. Namaste.